looks like. Oh, it's okay. All right, so this is Higurashi When They Cry, part 2. We left off with the new chapter, chapter 2, and we went into basically a reset, as far as I can tell. Went to a gaming store, had a competition, promised 2 young boys we would have their crushes. Read the tip. Alright. Can we do that here? Alright, I'll read the tip first, because we did skip that last time to try and make some time. So I've got one tip. Who's Mion's uncle? Anyway, hello again. Welcome. Sorry about yesterday. I think it was the snow. Yeah, we started snowing here. I think it messed with some stuff. That's also before I forget, I spent yesterday trying to figure out what specifically to do for the fan art thing, and I was trying the Dylanor aspect and I was trying the Beatrice aspect, and the characters didn't mesh up quite right. I didn't quite like how I kept picturing them in my head. It's like they could do it, but the characters didn't line up right. It was bugging the hell out of me. So I started looking at other characters I could potentially work into the scene, and that's when I ran into Gap. Actually, Gap and this other character would fit very well together. In a fair amount of ways. Not perfect, but they would fit together. So I'm going to be doing a Gap artwork with one of these other characters, which should be interesting. I've got the groundwork laid out, and I'm going to be working on it. I've got 2 weeks to finish it, so I got to get it done. So I'm going to be doing that off stream, and you'll see next time how well I'm doing. Anyway, with that out of the way, Gap. Yep. We're gonna jump back into this, and we're on the tip of who is Mion's uncle. Yep, sorry. I suddenly got called in my part-time job at my uncle's shop today. What's that? No club today, then? I'm sorry. Mion put her hands together in apology and grinned. If you really want to do club today, you can always do it without this old man. The club locker stuff with games. Why couldn't we do that last time, then? You can pick whatever. The club locker was the trans-dimensional space from which Mion pulled games whenever we met for club activities. I wondered how so many freaking games could be stored in the locker. It was even smaller than the one with the cleaning supplies in it. Besides those games, it was also a cornucopia of suspicious objects. Costumes? For punishment games. Speaking of, we left off right at the start of Keiichi's punishment. Get to see the effects of that. If we lined them all up on the floor in order to sort them, they would definitely fill the entire classroom. No, we shouldn't. I get this feeling that if I mess around in that locker, everything inside will come tumbling down on me. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe amateurs shouldn't meddle with this. Mion gave a hearty laugh, implying that the only one who could do so was the club president. Me? The teacher's looking for the keys to the gym storehouse. Do you have any idea where it could be? Huh? Did I not return it to the teacher's lounge? Mion said, feeling about in her pocket. Judging by her expression, she must have planned on returning it, but it was still in her pocket. I knew you had it, Mion-san. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you simply must have been the one who had it. I was right too. Satoko and I were both right. Giggling, Satoko and Rika-chan clapped their hands together in celebration. You're annoying. Slap clap. Mion elbowed Satoko and Rika-chan in their heads, then headed for the teacher's lounge. Oh, right. If you two heard, Mion has a part-time job, and that's why she's not coming into the club. Oh, is that so? That's so very droll of her. Me. The two of them made disappointed faces. Whatever anyone said, Mion's club was always the #1 thing I looked forward to when going to school. It wasn't hard to agree with their melancholic expressions after hearing it wouldn't be happening today. So, Mion's got a part-time job. I wonder what she's doing, anyway. Whenever Mion canceled club, it was usually because of her job. However, it also didn't seem like she went there every day. She would go 2 or 3 days in a row, and then not go at all for a while. Hello, welcome. We're in the classroom talking to 2 little girls. That sounded really weird, even though there's... Never mind. Hello. It sounded like a pretty damn random part-time job. She isn't working at any one shop or anything. She isn't? Then does that mean she's a day laborer? Mion, wearing socks and a helmet, sweating to death in a factory. I can imagine such a thing. Mion-san helps her uncles out whenever their employees go on vacations. She's like a handyman. I guess that works out. I might get some viewers because of it. It all works out in the end, one way or the other. Ah, I get it. Now that you mention it, they're having a job at her uncle's place. I think I've heard about that one before. She has a lot of uncles who run their own shops, so Mi is in very high demand. She has a lot of uncles who own shops? A lot of them? Oh, you were unaware, Keiichi-san? There are many relatives of Mion-san's in Okinomiya who run their own stores. Huh? I didn't know that. So, they're all different kinds? Yes, there's a bakery, a produce market, a ramen shop, and many others besides. That toy store we went to for the club the other day is one of them. I was dumbfounded. That's amazing. Is Mion's family blessed with some kind of crazy business sense? They own so many different things. It's kind of amazing. And concerning, too. There are others, like a financial business, a real estate agent, an apparel business, and an amusement industry. I heard they do lots of things. Okay, a couple of weird things came up that time, but still, I could tell it was pretty extensive. So, the reason she's so fussy about the return date of things she lends out is because the blood of a financier runs through her veins, huh? That explains that. Once, I completely forgot to give me back the billionaire game I borrowed from her, and she threatened to force me to play a real-life billionaire game. Rika-chan playing a real-life billionaire game. I get the feeling she'd claw her way up to a position as an IT billionaire. Getting to play billionaire for real does sound rather thrilling. Ch.2, huh? She'd probably end up amassing grudges and bitterness from people before meeting her demise. Well, that would seem fitting for her. Rika-chan and I gave her a pat on the head. Why are you petting me? We're petting you because you're a good girl, Satoko. Satoko was lost in confusion, but she seemed to understand she was being made fun of. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Namizawa. Hey, you say that, and no spoilers, please. I try hard not looking at anything. It's a lot harder than people realize. Because occasionally things just pop up in the most bizarre places. I pushed the wrong button, I think. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it really is a coincidence that we're doing it at the same time. There was no plan, no rhyme, no reason for me doing it when the anime aired. I just did it when I was able to. Alright. But apparently this is before Umineko. Same world, different area. And this is where we're continuing off with Keiichi's punishment. And do let me know if the audio is off. I get the feeling it's too loud, but just let me know. Oh, Keiichi-kun seems happy? Why? How can this be? He's probably woken to the joys of cross-dressing. Speaking of, I still need to get that thing set up. Yeah, Juicy, Beatrice is... I'm not sure what you would call the situation. She's put forth the idea of me dressing up as Beatrice. Big old dress and everything. I said I might do it if we reach like $100 or something. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to come up with a little bar tracker donation sub goal, something or other. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing, maybe, if it ever works out. Anyway, gonna try and work at finding patterns and stuff for it, but it's a side goal if it ever takes off. Ah, Keiichi-kun, your hairband is gonna fall off. Let me fix that for you. Rena cheerfully adjusted the hairband that had been enshrined upon my head. Yeah, she offered the idea. I said, why not? Just like for an episode or something. Probably. First thing, I think Battler might work out better with me. Maybe it's the hair. But Goda, huh? I could kind of see that. But his outfit isn't quite iconic. It's just a servant's outfit. Whatnot. But yeah, so I'm gonna be trying to make... I'll either buy an outfit that may fit me. I have no idea. Or more likely, I'm gonna try and create one. And build it. And then wear it. Is the way I'm gonna go about it. Should it happen. But I need to set up the icon. Maybe I'll do that later. It's gonna be a short month. Thinking about other things, painting and shit. How does it feel, okay, John? Have you awoken to the pleasures of wearing girls' clothing in front of actual girls? Be honest now. It's alright. We won't laugh. You jerk. I'm gonna murder you. Swinging Mion's bag about wildly, I chased her in circles for a bit. Today's loser was quickly decided to be me. When I had been assured of finishing last, Mion showed her true power. Joys of cross-dressing, huh? Yeah, it's not gonna be a habit for me. I'm not gonna do it, but it's for a gag or something. Yeah, sure, why the hell not? But yeah, it's not gonna be a normal thing. Hence the monetary incentive. She began racking up points with an iron fist. In the end, we didn't even have to add up the score to know who was on top. The problem with that logic, though, it's a cooperative game. After that, in the changing room, with much wailing and gnashing of teeth, pushing the boundaries of shame and brutality, I was instructed by Mion on how to put on everything from ribbons to underwear. Underwear too, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. Damn you, Mion. What do you mean, knowing this will come in handy one day? Shit. The bloody hell will a man knowing how to put on an apron dress be useful? Kei-chan, you're too loud. Stay quiet. Might be able to pass this off as a rehearsal for a play. She's right. I would not take them up on that offer. They're gonna... No. She's right. Because the scene here, they'll discover you're a person with unique tastes. I shuddered from head to toe, resisting the urge to scream. Actually, Kei-chan, you have really smooth skin. Are you often told that it's easy to apply makeup on you? Saying that, Mion gently rubbed my cheek. Oh, what kind of man gets praised for being easy to apply makeup on them? Girls do that a lot, actually. How does it feel wearing a maid's hairband? It really finishes off the look. The hairband is the best part of a maid outfit, after all. What do you mean, finishes off the look? Dumbass! Stop teasing me! Kei-chan is embarrassed. Cute. That's right. Men enjoy frilly clothing, after all. So how does it feel wearing one yourself? I just don't really feel anything. Hey, stop it! Don't flub it up! Makes your heart jump, doesn't it? Can you feel the air on your legs as you walk? Stop! Don't whisper such strange things in my ear. My miserable manhood suddenly shifted. You're turning red, you're turning red. Have you finally realized it? That's right. Right now, Kei-chan is exactly the type of maid that every healthy male wants. Stop it, Mion. Really, why do you have to whisper that right in my ear? Have you ever just wanted to hold a maid close to you? Kei-chan, you've currently become one with that maid. Don't you see? That's a distance far closer than mere touch can ever achieve. There. Can't you hear that pulse? That breath? That's... On the verge of overheating, a long red line flowed out of Rena's nose. Putting on makeup properly, making you wear a wig with the straight, long hair you like so much. Kei-chan, I've made you into your ideal woman. And now you're going to walk around town with me. You'll surely monopolize the eyes of all the men. That would definitely make you feel really good, wouldn't it? If only you didn't have that one body part, you'd be a real girl. Saying that, she tried to flip my skirt. This is definitely not the time. I can't let them see me with this male-centric problem. Crash thud. Before I realized it, Rena was caressing my head and rubbing me with her cheek. Yeah, Chikun, when you were fidgeting like that, you were super cute. I'm gonna take you home. Peering through Rena's vice-like embrace, I saw Mion laying spread eagle on her back. I see. This must be what Satoko and Reiki-chan feel like when they become Rena's prey. After that, it took quite some time to calm Rena down from her frenzy. Later, Kei-chan. Today was super enjoyable. You will rue this day, Mion. This disgrace shall be returned tenfold. I'll achieve an overwhelming victory, make you wear something even crazier than this, and take you home. Only if you can beat me. I look forward to seeing you try. Mion tossed me my clothes, and looking in as good a mood as I've ever seen her, left. Okay now that I've been released by Mion, I can't waste even a second running home. By the way, Rena isn't as good as Mi-chan. So if we happen to bump into anybody, I'll be able to follow up for you, okay? Soon after that, I went into a full-out dash. I'm pretty sure I was running the 100-meter in about 6 seconds there. Well then, Kei-chan. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. The fact that I didn't bump into anybody I knew was probably divine favor for my constant good behavior. It's been going my way today. At that moment, the front door opened, as if somebody was waiting for me. Oh, Keiichi. So you're home? I was just about to go for a walk. You know, straight random thought. The anime is probably going to have a field day with that scene. Knowing how they like doing a lot of the shit like that. I really don't envy Keiichi. I was dumbstruck by how slow my father was to react. A normal person would have realized the peculiar scene before them around. Oh, Keiichi. Dad. This is, you see, you know the club I'm always talking about? This is one of the penalty games we do there. It just so happened I lost today. My dad placed his hand on my shoulder. It was an oddly moist and uncomfortably warm hand. Keiichi. Let's have a little talk at my studio. We'll keep it a secret from Mom, of course. No, Dad, let go. That's the show I want to watch right now. Man, you shall rue this day. His artistic flame raging like wildfire, my dad dragged me along. I disappeared into the depths of the studio. That's even worse. Poor Keiichi. That's gonna... Keiichi, are you home? Oh, you were in the bath. Is that makeup remover? More importantly, what's the matter? Sorry. I have a headache and don't think I can make dinner tonight. Cup noodle. I'm terribly sorry, but could you go out to eat with your dad? Really? Well, for like a proper story, you need a balance. You can't just have like happy, 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 happy. Otherwise, it's kind of samey, and you can't have horror, 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 horror. Otherwise, you stop being afraid. You need the variants. But these happy-go-lucky things are kind of the backdrop for the horror stuff. I don't know. Sorry, I have a headache and don't think I can make dinner tonight. I'm terribly sorry, but can you go out to eat with your dad? My mom is a go-get-em superwoman at work, but it occasionally takes a toll on her health. So this kind of situation is hardly a rarity. That's fine, but what will you eat? If it's just for myself, I could probably find a way to scrounge something together. Take care. Keiichi! We'll take the car, so hurry up. Dad quickly got the car ready. He must be hungry. He really only moves so energetically when it's time to eat. Sorry to keep you waiting. So, where are we going to eat? Wait, this is Oichi's car. How'd you steal it? I recently found a nice store. Let's go there. My dad usually complains about things. For him to actually praise something is unexpected. I wonder what kind of place it is that he'd rank it 3 stars. As one who seeks the way of the gourmand, I, Keiichi Maibara, am genuinely intrigued. The headlights of the car cut through the early darkness of the Hinamizawa night, carving a straight path towards town. Anyone want to bet that it's going to be like me on working a grill or something? I was pondering where such a gem of a restaurant could be hidden away. It was, shockingly, the family restaurant right by the station. Dad, that great restaurant you were talking about, was this? The words Angel Mort, were written on a very familiar restaurant-esque cartoonish logo. It had the air of a girl-oriented all-you-can-eat cake buffet rather than a proper restaurant. You've never been inside, Keiichi? Come to think of it, I hadn't. There's been some times where I've traveled to faraway towns to eat, but returning only as far as Okinomiya Station, there was really no reason to dine out. Home was just a stone's throw away, after all. I see. That was the reason I never noticed it before. We stopped the car in the restaurant's parking lot. I guess, I don't know. It seems like business is booming. There's quite a few cars parked here. But what really amazes me are the license plates. There's a lot of them that can't be from this area. Fukuyama, Nagoya... Oh, that's fine. Chiba? Saitama? Opening up to my mental geography book, I calculated how long it would have taken to get here via the major highways. Keiichi, it seems that you finally realized how amazing this restaurant is. What's the meaning of this? How can so many people travel from so far away just to come to this restaurant? Following my dad, I climbed the steps and entered the building. The bell attached to the door clattered as we entered, and a waitress soon greeted us. After confirming our party size and whether we wanted a smoking or non-smoking seat, she guided us inside. Dad ordered 2 of the daily specials. It seemed that they were ready-made, so there wasn't much of a wait at all until our meals were brought to us. The taste was, no offense to Dad, not so different from your run-of-the-mill family restaurant. I know that's kind of standard. If you're just talking about the taste, it seems like normal family restaurant fare. I don't give a damn about the taste, Keiichi. See, isn't it great? I see. It just may be that the food here might be nothing more than average. The demographic of the customers was pretty much all young men. It may call itself a family restaurant, but there wasn't a single table with a family. And yet it was packed. The parking lot was filled with cars from all corners of the country. If they didn't come from far and wide to eat this completely mediocre food, then there's only one other reason. Dad flagged down a nearby waitress. Excuse me, the dessert that comes with the meal still hasn't come yet. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not me on. There's a dessert that comes with daily combo A. I've been waiting for quite a while. Oh, it's... my apologies. I'll bring it right away. The apparently rookie waitress rushed off flustered. Dad, could it be this restaurant is... Aren't they great? The waitress's uniform's here, I mean. What are you doing, Keiichi? My own father never hit me. I'm your son. Listen, Keiichi. I've never come here with impure intentions. That belt, and the Atharante, and eccentric clothing, quel fait. It is my artistic muse. I wanted you to feel that. Even you must have yearned for this stimulation. Haven't you? Coming here alone, though. It's a bit embarrassing. You understand? That's why I dragged you here. Just blame me. Even if you must condemn me. I wanted you to know this feeling, Keiichi. I need to take a leak. My father has always had a bad habit of trying to hide his embarrassment using incomprehensible nonsense as a smokescreen. I want to believe that this weirdness won't be genetic. You can get something else there, Keiichi. Continuing his one-sided rambling, my father stood up and headed to the washroom. Father of the year, folks. Let's give him an award. With him gone, I was left alone in the booth. Finally, at this time, a feeling of embarrassment welled up inside me. I had nothing to do but go beet red with shame. The waitress from before returned, her eyes alternating between the order slip and the table. Arriving at my seat, she hesitantly tried to say something. A more veteran waitress offered some advice from her over her shoulder. Just calm down and say sorry for the wait. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right, just like that. Do your best. Whispering that into her ear, the veteran waitress left. This waitress must have been hired. With an absolute lack of confidence, she moved hesitantly and maybe even somewhat perilously, just watching her put me on edge. I silently watched as she placed the dessert on the table with an inexperienced hand. But it's just as Dad said, what incredible uniforms these are. They were like a bunny girl, plus a maid, plus some sort of frilly outfit, all in a perfect ratio. Well, certainly a rather dubiously charming kind of fashion. Dubious. Good word for it. In any case, she in no way appeared to be a proper waitress. What should I do? I was catching glimpses of too many things. That is, I didn't know where I should look. Wearing something like that, walking around the restaurant, it's as bad as it can be for digestion. Even though she was wearing the outfit, this particular waitress had no idea what to do either. This flustered state, without a doubt, should be attributed to the amount of bare skin showing rather than being new to the job. Both the waitress and I mutually avoided eye contact. What a platonically embarrassing feeling this is. Indeed. I'm a customer, you know. It's alright to be more straightforward. My nose is starting to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet, because of course they would. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. What? This is...
Mion.
Mion? Is that you? Eh? On top of her hair being let down, she was so far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude, I didn't realize it was her at all. It was Mion. Why is she here? She looks shorter than Mion. Alright. Why are you working at a place like this? I'm helping out at my uncle's store. Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about how her relatives have stores in town, and that she sometimes worked part-time to help them. Oh? That must be a lot of work. The nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there was no reason to feel that way. Well, actually, my animal instincts tell me that the power balance between Mion and myself has been turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to hers. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. There really is a God. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge. Noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step back. But seeing it like this type of clothing suits you very nicely, doesn't it? It's embarrassing, so don't look so much. I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up the combo. Mion. Everything I read always revolves around this, some way or other. It always brings that up. I don't know why. None of it is ever planned, but that's always the topic that is always talked about. Mion, you have pretty big breasts. I might catch a glimpse at you any moment. It was Battler in Nomineko. It's here in Higurashi. It was Danganronpa again. It's like... you can't escape it. I might catch a glimpse at any moment. Well, the customers are definitely looking at you. Don't say that. Don't play coy with me. I know that you enjoy drawing all the male attention with that embarrassing get-up. I mean, if you didn't, there's no way you dress up like that. Breasts. It's not like I'm doing this because I like to. Is this alright, Keiichi Mayabaro? Aren't you taking this a little too far? Even if it's payback for that humiliation during the day, isn't this too much? Hey, shut up, Logic. Perfect line. Hey, just shut up, Logic. The payback Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get. Wearing this kind of getup, your mother must be disappointed. That part where you can almost see just something is the best. Come closer. Please stop. You still lack the spirit of service towards your customers. Keiichi tends to push it much too far, though. But please forgive me. I want to take you home. No, not that. Entering a version of Rena's cute mode, blood spewing from my nose like a waterfall, I was going until I had no regrets. I was going to complete this verbal humiliation play. I mean, revenge for today's events. Nope. I'll spare you the rest for today. Two. It seems that Mion's neural circuits had completely shorted from the embarrassment. I might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought, but such a meek Mion is something you hardly ever see, so this was good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was good, I never knew. To think that the high and mighty Mion would have a hard time being a waitress. That's... Well, this is such a surprising side of you. I want to show this to the Mion from this afternoon. Actually, I want to show Rena and the others. Rena will definitely flip out with joy. Do you think she'll say she wants to work here? That's wrong. I could never imagine in my wildest dreams that such a cute outfit would suit you, Mion. I'm saying this wrong. While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her throat. What do you mean? That's wrong. I'm not Mion. See? Yeah, she is too short. I was taken aback at Mion's confusing words. If you're not Mion, then who are you? You're Mion Sonosaki, right? I'm sorry. I should have said this earlier, but my name is Shion Sonozaki. Oh, yeah, see? Mion is my older sister. My eyes unconsciously widened with surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. Mion probably thinks that there's no way such a far-fetched excuse would work. Turned bright red while fidgeting nervously. Shion? Shion Sonozaki? Yes. I'm often mistaken for my sister. But when we met, you had the kind of response that you wouldn't make if we were meeting for the first time. That's because my sister's always talking about you, so I knew who you were. A little bit of cringe for the excuse, that is. But when I looked at Mion's eyes, which begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had to be a leader who was normally overflowing with confidence, a guiding force. If I were to lash out at Mion, I would have ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand. This foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion. I see. In that case, I'm sorry. Oh no, as long as you understand. My sister has a lot of enemies, you see. Well no, she's self-aware of that fact now, is she? As I unintentionally laughed aloud, Shion laughed with me. Shion, is this your first time in this sort of job? It doesn't seem like you're used to it. Actually, today is, Kei-chan is my first customer, because of course we would be. A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me the same way her sister did. Seeing that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop laughing. So you said you've worked part-time at your uncle's store before? I thought you would have been more used to it. Oh, I have other relatives that run shops. Because of course you do. That's why this is the first time I'm helping the uncle that owns this place. I see. Makes sense. Anybody would be tentative doing a job they weren't used to. Does Mion ever help out at this store? No. My sister is, you see, she's not good with these cutesy things. I know what she's trying to say. That's right. Mion is more suited for cool things. So I think having you help out here was the right choice. Huh? Shion, probably thinking she misheard me. The new form. It would never suit somebody like Mion. But for Shion, I think it works. You mean that, Shion, like Rena often does, spaced out and turned bright red. What does that mean? Exactly. At least for this moment, it felt like that the Shion character actually existed. Because there was no way that the Mion I knew had this side to her. different sides. That would still work. Yeah. I guess a twins, that would make sense. It's not quite Mion. Though there's still this theory that it is just Mion with pretending. But she's a busybody if that's the case. At that moment, we realized that the more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room. Sonozaki-san, you can take a break now. Yeah, okay. Mion finally returned to her senses. It seemed as if it was time for her to take her break. Well then, I'll take my leave. It was fun talking to the infamous Kei-chan. Sorry, mistaking you for Mion and teasing you. Please tell Mion that I will have my revenge one day. Ah, that thing where you're forced to dress as a maid and walk around outside, right? That devilish laugh and smile. It was exactly the same as the one I knew. That's right. Tell her that I will return the favor for the total humiliation I suffered. Meh. More importantly, I'm going to complain to my sister about the teasing I had to endure today. My sister will have my revenge during your club activities. Bring it on. I'll get her before she gets me. Good plan. Probably not going to work. Mion laughed with a warm smile, devoid of any remaining nervousness, and disappeared into the back. I felt like I had a very valuable experience today. That's right. For now, I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But of all things, for her to say she has a twin sister, I thought that maybe I should ask Ren tomorrow if she really has a sister. But maybe it's better that I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I've decided that the person I met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister, so I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. That was a long trip to the washroom. He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece when he was sitting on the can. Keiichi, are you about ready? Let's go home. Settling the bill, my father had his customer card stamped. It was pretty much filled. Damn, Dad. You're quite the regular customer. Was that new waitress just now somebody you knew, Keiichi? Oh, so you were watching from the shadows. Dad has the oddest sense of tact sometimes. Somebody from school? From Hinamizawa? Yeah. She's the little sister of my friend Mion. Her school isn't in Hinamizawa, so she must go to one in town. I've never seen her at my school. Hmm? So not all the kids in Hinamizawa go to the same school? Only about half. The other half go all the way into town on their bikes. In this way, the feeling that I was really talking to Shion came to me. What should I say to Mion tomorrow? How about your little sister? Something like that? Even with Mion being like that, us having a secret between the two of us made me both a little happy and a little embarrassed. It's kind of a decent little jingle here. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Hinamizawa. So, well, does Shion really exist? An introduction to Angel Mort. You know, to be honest, I'm like really kind of torn. Kind of more 70-30 on whether it is her sister or not, especially since I've read Umineko and the whole that thing. What was it? It was like 4, I think. Yeah, 4 different people. So I can't rule it out. I just flat out can't rule it out with what I've been through. But at the same time, she looks just different enough, but exactly like Mion. So if I could pull up the like CG and compare, I might be able to do it a bit better, but yeah. Is there really a Shion? Huh? Mion-san's family? Yeah. Not broadly, I was just wondering if she had any brothers or anything. I was actually wondering whether her younger twin sister named Shion really existed, and my curiosity got the better of me, so I quietly asked Satoko about it. I wonder. She might. She might not. What the hell kind of answer is that? She wasn't being very clear about it. Had Satoko never gone over to Mion's house to play? From a reaction, I guess you've never met any. Yes, I've never seen any of her relatives, except for her grandmother. As far as I could tell, there were already dark clouds over the Shion is real theory. Rika would know more than I. You would do well to ask her. Satoko waved to Rika-chan, who was basking in the sunlight. Rika, do you know anything about Mion-san's family? Rika-chan was surprised at the sudden question. Mi has a big family, so I don't really know everything about them. That many, huh? For example, is there someone named Shion Sonozaki? Well, might have heard wrong. But she might not actually exist, but... You mean she? Shion exists. Huh? That was unexpected. Bit too... I don't like this. That was unexpected. So she was real. Their names are quite similar, you know. You could get tongue-tied trying to tell the difference. I've heard she's Mi's younger twin sister, but I haven't met her too many times. Rika-chan knew a bit about her as well, but hadn't seen her much. I think I met her once at a funeral a few years ago. She's not in this class, so maybe she goes to school in Okinomiya. Funeral, huh? She may live there too. Mion-san herself lives apart from her family with her grandmother, after all. She didn't live with her parents? That was a bit odd. Was there something between them? It's a very complicated family. Yeah, a lot of uncles. She seems to have many relatives. There are doubtless many different circumstances. For now, I learned that she had a younger twin sister named Shion, but her family structure, including her own position, still seemed very mysterious. Oh, what are the three of you talking about? Let this old man in on it. Oh, Mion-san, it's coming a good time. Might it be true that you have a younger twin sister? Ah, Mion. Crap. A younger sister? Well, yeah, I do. Mion grew uncharacteristically red in the face, at a loss. I think she's looking at me. Oh my, I had no idea. What kind of person might she be? I would very much like to meet her sometime. You shouldn't bother. She's not cute at all. And she's really conceited. Besides, I've been talking to her on the phone once in a while. I haven't seen her for a long time either. Why did it look like she was in such a panic? But she kind of is. It's like she was declaring that the Shion from yesterday was actually a fake. Actually, this was pretty funny, so I let it go for a while longer. Another Mion, under the name of Shion. Will I be able to see her if I go to that restaurant again? I had a mysterious feeling as if I'd made a new friend, despite knowing that she and Mion were the same person. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Inamizawa. It seems to imply very heavily up to the same person. An introduction to Angel Mort. Huh? Reprinted from the Victorious War Photographer's Guide April issue. Complete Conquest Analysis. Family Restaurant Chapter. Now, at last, we come to the blazing hot third day. To Angel Mort, a super famous restaurant and the envy of all enthusiasts, despite being located in the remote Shishibone city of X Prefecture. Why, exactly, do the most famous stores avoid the centers of human habitation? It can only be because it is a trial given to us by the god of war photography. It's famous locally for having the best desserts in town, but that matters not to us. If you want expensive desserts, then you can just go to a censored place or something. We aim not for the sweet treats, but for sweet uniforms. The fragrant aroma of sweat wafts from these obligatory waitress uniforms, creating no less than a public torture device. How can their bashful flirtations be on par with all the other restaurants with cute uniforms all across the country? War photography hunter. Away! Shit. The smoking areas are the real superpositions. Aim for your chance at them with the tenacity of an octopus. Yesterday, I failed to get seating. Today, I will aim for the ultimate golden seat, the corner box in the smoking area. Otaku are overwhelmingly non-smokers, so I'll procure a spot in the smoking area and set up camp there. As expected of Ryu, the hunter. He's saying his victory was decided the moment he chose a seat. In actuality, Ryu used the same tactic during the grand opening of Akihabara's X and succeeded in getting the best seats in the house. Back then, he also went early in the afternoon, just after the lunch rush, and not only did he find his target seat empty, he also obtained it with ease. By utilizing tricks such as ordering a little at a time, he effectively increased the number of opportunities for engagement, carefully scoping out his chance for a picture. But, as if cursed by that from the day before, the god of war photography did not smile upon him. After suffering successive firm defeats until 3 p.m., he finds no chances coming his way. And after 4 p.m., a man began to take his orders. It looked as though he has been seen through. It is the rule of a hunter to withdraw with grace once marked. Ryu. My aim was perfect, but the fork technique I used at 2:30 seemed to have backfired. Maybe they were wary, since I sat in a booth and left my bag on the floor. My camera was already hidden in my travel bag, and might fossilize in there. If there were 2-digit EGs involved for sticking here half the day, I'd have a high encounter rate. I am mortified. Even so, he still got a few pieces of gold. As to be expected from the hunter, he attained this nice angle, despite lamenting his failure. He is an artisan. More surprisingly, though, is that this uniform conquest across Japan has yielded not a single arrested person. What an amazing start for the hunter who brags about having been to approximately half of the total prefecture police stations in the country. That thing the day before. The day before, our hunter took on the Shrine Maiden Cuisine X in Nagoya. His hunter spirit showed through too zealously, and as soon as he entered the store, he was seen through, placed in booth, and waited on by the head priest. Despite waiting half a day, the much-anticipated Shrine Maidens appeared only at the time of his first order. A seriously huge blunder for a hunter. Now then, here are the giveaways of the hunter's original photographs that always receive such high praise. We'll present one passionate reader with the 3 all-you-can-eat low-angle pictures of the Angel Mort uniforms, chosen by the hunter himself. With such blazing hot pictures, you too can become a war photographer today. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Hinamizawa. Or Okinomiya, rather. That music is sound of impending doom. Yeah, it's the Japanese have like an absolute obsession with cute uniforms and such. It's honestly kind of frightening. I can understand the passion, but the obsessiveness of it all is what really worries me. Oop. Wrong button. Listen up, everybody. If you don't take cooking seriously, somebody's gonna get hurt. Nah. This is part of your education as well. So don't fool around and do it seriously. Now, lazy? Yeah. Walked into the class in response. Half of the school day today was going to be home economics class. Crazy club activity. Oh, and on just a random other note. Apparently cooking is part of an education. It is not an education in America. Cooking is not taught other than a single home ec class. That's like a semester long. That's like the extent of any cooking classes you get here. Like, I'm not even kidding. Half of the school day today was going to be home economics class. The plan was for everybody to make curry rice and give it to the forest rangers who let this building be rented out as a school. If everybody were making curry in the same pot, it would all have been more of a party-like atmosphere. But this was school, after all. Therefore, it's a competition. Excluding the youngest students, each one of us would be making our own curry, with the results being judged. Alright, everybody. It may be that nowadays curry is an easy meal anybody can make, but it has its roots in traditional Indian cuisine. Even though we've altered a bit in the Japanese style, it is still instilled with the knowledge and culture of ancient India. Absolutely do not neglect that fact. I had forgotten that. I'll have words with anybody who doesn't take this seriously, so be prepared for that. That seemed like a needlessly passionate sermon on curry. Well, whatever. It's rumored that Chie-sensei has devoted her life to curry. She'll probably be a pretty strict judge. As long as you're not failing, your grade in home ec doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter at all. It's useless. I wouldn't say that if I were you. The teacher's a tyrant when it comes to curry. What the heck does that even mean? A curry tyrant? Never heard of that before. You see, our normally mild-mannered teacher, for some unfathomable reason, is a stickler for curry. Oh, passionately so. What the hell kind of town is this? You've got, like, crazy murders happening, a town that lets it happen, and a teacher that's absolutely obsessed with curry. What the hell kind of place is this? Yeah. It's said that every year she goes on a journey to India and to research mythical curry. This is just a rumor, but it seems that she eats curry rice 3 meals a day, and if she occasionally has something else, it always has to be curry flavored. That's not unyielding, that's unnatural. Is she part of an evil cult or something? Besides, does curry top the list when it comes to junk food? Curry 3 times a day is just weird nutritionally speaking, and... Thunk, thunk, thunk. Embedded into the table right by my fingertips, a chef's knife, ladle, and spatula hummed gently as they still quivered. The teacher, while still mixing her own pot, was looking this way, smiling. Kitchen. If you say any more, you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Saying even a little bit more would make my situation a lot more dire. Yeah. Just be serious and make your curry properly and everything's good, alright? I don't think it's going to be that easy today. Look, Michan is... It's written all over her face. If the playing field is even and we're being judged, there's no way this won't turn into a competition. Because of course it would. It looks like we're all on the same page. It's like we're all on the same page. It's a cooking contest. I knew it. There's no way Mian would leave such an enticing event alone. How shall we determine the victor? By how the teacher judges it? As the saying, but wait, there's more. The teacher reappeared with the principal in tow. The purpose of today's event is to show appreciation for the people at the Forestry Service. They'll be judging the results with me. Yep. Your teacher and I, as well as 5 people from the Forestry Service, will be judging your cooking. Good luck to everyone. Even the principal? Looking around, it seemed like the interest of everybody in the class had been piqued. So that's what's happening. This isn't going to be just some casual curry cook-off. Ren is good at making curry. I'm not going to lose today. My grade is cooking in a group, so I'm together with Rika. But that's unfair. I'm pretty sure that Rika is good at cooking. My curry is so tasty it'll send shivers down your spine. What about Mion? She doesn't seem like she's too good at cooking. Her type has always been bad at this type of thing. But Mion continued to look unconcerned. I'll tell you what K-chan is thinking right now. Mion is definitely bad at cooking. Am I right? I don't like the way she said that. It couldn't be. Mion couldn't possibly. At that moment, the teacher's whistle sounded. Alright, everybody, are you ready? Be very careful with the knives. Start. The call to arms had sounded. We had to use an outdoor kit to cook the rice, but it wasn't that difficult for a camping veteran like me. Put the rice in the canister, push your palm to the bottom, and fill with water to just above the wrist. Are you alright with only that much water? If you don't put in more, it could be bad. You filthy liar. If I put in any more, I'll just be left with some half-cooked porridge. Satoko, if that's meant to be a trick, it won't work. I'm used to cooking rice with these utensils. First it starts to bubble, then the steam starts to puff. Then don't take off the lid no matter what. Geichi-kun, you're amazing. It's a little unexpected. Did you learn this at summer camp? My dad really likes to go camping, see? Whenever summer comes around, our family goes a lot. So this means everybody is good at cooking the rice. In other words, the critical part of this challenge will be the curry. Is it racist of me to say that it's probably because they're Japanese that they're good at cooking rice? Curry is Rika's specialty. We'll cream you all. You lost me at Rika's. Why don't you help with cooking too? Maybe Satoko-chan is helping the most by doing nothing at all. Actually recognizing that is a very effective fact. Yeah, I'm not good at this, so I'm just gonna not do anything. I'll help you guys out that way. And just by the means, I just have to win. That was a pretty malicious comment for Rena. And Satoko took it hook, line, and sinker. Rena could only apologize between fits of laughter while Satoko chased her around. Well now, should we move on to the curry? For now, the battle truly begins. After rinsing off the carrots, potatoes, and other standard vegetables, I grasped the knife. Gulp. What will today's curry taste like? As Rena hummed along, her very well-practiced hands wielded her knife. The rhythmical sounds of the knife hitting the cutting board harkened to kind images of days long past. Simply put, it was perfect. It was so calm and practice. I seriously don't stand a chance. Practice, huh? I looked over at Satoko and Rika-chan. Satoko was in charge of washing the vegetables, while Rika-chan was in charge of peeling them. That's what I heard being discussed. But Rika-chan's knife skills are something else as well. She was happily rotating the potato and peeling it quite quickly. On top of that, the peel spanned the entire potato. What was that called again? Katsuramuki? I've heard that peeling a vegetable in one loop around like that is a highly regarded technique. She picked up the peel from the sink, and carved a pair of eyes into it with her knife. It's a snake? Roar! Snakes don't roar. Saying that, she placed the longly peeled potato skin on top of the head of a boy from her group. She wasn't even breaking a sweat. When it comes to Rika-chan and cooking, I couldn't even hold a candle to her. But roar? Do snakes make that sound? No. Alright then. how's Mion doing? She's definitely just fumbling along. There's no way she can peel a potato so effortlessly like that. Absolutely no way. This can't be! You've got to be kidding me! This is a trick. She's using special effects. Where's the wire? She's definitely using a wire. Here, take a look-see. As if she had already won, Mion proudly showed me the elongated potato skin. You didn't know, Keiichi? Mia was taught how to cook by her grandma. Not just cooking. From sewing, to flower arrangement, to flank to the koto, from marksmanship to Ryu operation, even helicopter piloting is but one of the myriad things she can do. Well, shit. Strangely enough, the latter items were more realistic. It's the first few items on the list that seemed like a lie. Really now. She's actually really good at cooking. It's just such a hassle that she never does it though. I could totally believe that. Damn it. I'm also really good at cooking, especially Chinese food. Keiichi, boiling something and pouring it into a bowl doesn't count as cooking. How about making a sandwich? Does that count? Shut down before I could even say it. Too bad for you. Today, Keiichi-san shall be assuredly languishing in defeat all alone. Clank. Tough word for somebody who can't even cook by herself. Rika. There. I'll destroy Keiichi for you. This does not look good. Everybody's smirking at me. Don't raise white flag yet, Keiichi Marabara. Don't throw away this match. Calm down and think. Not about how to peel the potatoes well, but about how to win this challenge. There's too many people watching. I'm going to work at another sink. Saying only that, I gathered up all the vegetables and left that spot behind. Will Keiichi-kun be alright? I'm worried he might cut himself with his knife. Shit. Let's see what Kei-chan's doing. No matter how hard I try peeling these, if I slip up at this speed, I'll lop my fingers right off. And there's only one thing left to do. Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun. Oh, you guys were in a group before, huh? It was the two underclassmen that had become my sworn brothers ever since the event at the toy store last Sunday. They had been paired with two girls for their group. Yep. Both the girls are pretty good at cooking. Both of us can just mess around and we'll be okay. Both of them pointed at the girls. They're not as good as Rena, but they were both good enough at handling a knife. I'll get straight to the point. Now listen. At this rate, I'm gonna lose this contest. Give me the vegetables your group has peeled already. My Bara-san, that's pretty much theft. But depending on what's in it for us. In other words, it depends on the terms of the negotiation. Quite bold of you guys. Well, it's to be expected. Then let's do this. If I win, I'll let you eat the curry that Satoko and Riga-chan groups make. How about that? I don't know about that. Both of them were hesitant after such a weighty proposal. Just one more little push seems in order. Very well then. Let's make them an offer they can't refuse. I pulled both of them close by the shoulder and made my offer in a hushed tone. Of course, that includes the part that Satoko and Riga-chan have already eaten some of. I'll even throw in the spoons. Splooge. A red mist sprouted vigorously from the noses of the two underclassmen. Keiichi-san is also pretty good at this. Those are some very nice potatoes. Having brilliantly cleared the vegetable peeling challenge, I returned to my comrades in triumph. Oh, amazing, amazing! Keiichi-kun's peeling is really good! That's not quite right. What Kei-chan has bared isn't a potato, but his fangs. Yeah, I'm super serious about this. I'll crush you all. Having finished with preparing the vegetables, Next is a boiling pot of water. Then add the vegetables, in order of which takes longest to cook. I learned this part from my mother when we went camping, but just cooking in order. It probably won't garner a lot of points. Look over at Rena. She has a variety of vegetables cooking together in a delicate balance. She wasn't being ambitious or calculating a way to win the game. She was making delicious food with a mother's touch. I have a feeling that I could somehow compete with Mion in terms of technique, but I would be no match for Rena. She was way out of my league. When my mother makes curry, you see, she always uses lots of ingredients. That's why Rena's curry uses a lot of ingredients as well. I really wanted to take all night and sew it nice and slow. I beg of you, will you please help just a little with my curry? No, this is one of our club activities. Rena won't lose. Ugh, when she enters club mode, even the normally kind Rena becomes an enemy. Looks like Rika-chan is cooking apples as well. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. We're in the middle of a curry cook-off. Evasion. Looks like Rena is cooking apples as well. She's like a pro at this. How about Mion? Mion, you! What the heck is that? Where did you get that meat from? I predicted what we would be doing today by looking at the schedule, so I prepared accordingly. My curry is going to be marvelous. Upon closer inspection, it looked like Mion brought her own vegetables and spices and other ingredients. They were spread all over the place. Mion, just for today, you brought all this stuff from your house? Objection! Sensei, there's no way this is allowed, is it? Objection overruled. As long as it makes for delicious curry, anything goes. Ugh, for that normally serious teacher to go so far as to append a star to the end of her sentence. Just as the rumor said, she's a through and through curry freak. Rena and Rika-chan are naturally gifted chefs. I've come with thorough preparations. And? Gei-chan, what about you? It's hopeless. In the grand scheme of cooking, peeling the vegetables is only a small part of it. The hurdles I must overcome are just too numerous and too high. Maibara-san, over here! Turning around, I saw the voices calling me belonged to the two underclassmen from earlier, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun. What's up, you guys? Huh? What's up with that pot? Is that from your group? Switch this with your pot before somebody notices. I think that the curry the girls from our group made, at the very least, is better than what you could make. You guys, for me? Don't get the wrong idea. If you don't win, then that is... Oh, that's right. If I don't win, then the talk of eating Satoko and Rika-chan's curry goes right out the window. It seems like you guys are getting riled up about this too. Sorry, I'm in your debt, but I'm surprised the girls in your group agreed to this. Maibara-san, we're also serious about this. Filling in on day duty 3 times. These guys, to assure me victory, have paid the price. That gaze filled with burning conviction from my underclassmen. Yeah, I'm not fighting this alone. I'm fighting this with everyone. Leave it to me. Save room, boys. I'll definitely let you eat your fill. We shall be eagerly awaiting your victory. See, camaraderie. That's what wins things. Not the antagonistic of a stupid club here. It's a gas stove, so controlling the heat is easy. All that's left is to let it stew a bit. The delicious smell of curry began wafting upwards. The pot gifted to me by my 2 underclassmen certainly drew some double takes. Rena even looked surprised when she came to take a look, so it must be pretty good. Kei-chan, you're pretty good. It looks like this will be a good match, right to the bitter end. Rena wants to eat Keiichi-kun's curry. Rena's curry and Mion's curry too. Everybody's a worthy opponent. I've done my very best, but I'm not sure the outcome. Keiichi-san, Rika's calling you. Go see what she wants. What? Rika-chan's calling me? How could it be? No, you idiot. No. Well, whatever. While I'm at it, I can gather some intelligence on the enemy. No. 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 You dipshit. Rika-chan was doodling on the ground in front of the pot, because all that's left is to let it stew. Even then, it's good to know that she doesn't leave the stove unattended. Hey, Rika-chan, how's yours doing? It's Mr. Curry. Huh? Rika-chan was doodling something strange and introduced it as Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry is amazing. He shoots beams from his eyes. Pew pew. Apparently, Mr. Curry shoots beams from his eyes. Drawing a beam with a stick, she etched the line towards my feet. Does this mean I've been shot with a laser? Beam reflect! I took another stick in my hand and reflected the beam, striking Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry can shoot missiles from his stomach. Pew! Oh, my super electromagnetic barrier! A retaliatory beam! Mr. Curry absorbs the beam energy and fires his impulse wave cannon. Rika-chan and I scratched at the ground, thoroughly engrossed in our doodle war. Wait a moment. Don't talk to me, Logic. Go away. Hey, Rika-chan. You called me here for a reason, right? Yes, I called you. But I've already fulfilled my purpose. At that moment, a chill ran up my spine. Already fulfilled her purpose? They got me! Headed back to my pot, standing there, just as I feared, was Satoko. With no questions asked, I drop-kicked the back of her head. What do you think you're doing? You know better than to do that to a lady's head. Who cares about that? Satoko, did you mix something in with my How impertinent. I haven't fallen that far. Despite what you may think. I'm a fair person, you know. No, none of you are. Then what's this incomprehensible line of ladles and plates? Leaving them all in these unstable positions. If they fall over, what will you do? At that moment, a gentle breeze blew by, knocking over a ladle that was stood up on its end. The ladle, like a domino, fell over and knocked over the next cooking utensil in a row. Whap, 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 whap. Clank, clank, thud, thud. This is art. Come to think of it, Domino World Record Challenges were quite the rage on television a while back. Okay, John. The frying pan! I didn't even have time to react. The chain reaction knocked over a cutting board, then a frying pan. The next after that was my pot. Crash. Frying pan stuck my pot full force, tipping it over. The contents cruelly spilled out, and now my masterpiece was being sampled by the schoolyard. I stared, dumbfounded. It was such a beautiful and elaborate mousetrap that for a moment, I lost touch with reality. Oh my, oh my. This is a catastrophe. I didn't do anything. You hear me? Oh. At the very last moment, I let my guard down. No. You didn't let your guard down. You completely abandoned it. I ignored the culinary incompetence Satoko for far too long. Even if she couldn't cook, Satoko still had this method of fighting back. Just then, Rena, who had been sampling her own pot, let out a scream. What? Rena's curry is salty? Salty? Was Rena also sabotaged? Then what about Mion? My rice is salty. I've been had. With this, all the obstacles in my way have been taken care of before the fight even begins. All that effort wasted. So sad, so sad. So very sad. Rika-chan and Satoko rubbed my dumbfounded head to their heart's content. Yep. Pushing the desks together, it was about time for the meals to be judged. The delicious odor of curry spread throughout the courtyard. The members of the forestry service, to whom we owed gratitude for their daily work, were guided to their seats. The principal gave a bit of a ceremonial introduction. Next, the teacher expressed her desire for them to judge the curry contest. The men from the forestry service seemed to like that kind of thing, and gave them enthusiastic approval. So then, is everybody finished? We now have all the judges sample our cooking. Everybody in class brought up their painstakingly made curry and arranged them on the desk. The only club members who managed a decent result were Rika-chan's group. Knowing full well it was a failure, Rena plated her curry for the judges. She already knew she was going to get a low score. But at least she was still able to serve hers. Both Mion's and my curry were completely obliterated, so we couldn't even line them up on the table. The judges started from the curry made by the lower grades. They had a lively discussion, praising the food. Finally, it was our curry's turn. Next up is Ryugu-kun's curry. Yes, this looks quite appetizing. The principal cheerfully shoveled a spoonful of Rena's salty curry into his mouth. Of course, his expression immediately changed. Oh my, what happened, Ryugu-san? It seemed so delicious when you were cooking it. Chie-sensei must have had some expectations, judging from her disappointment. I'm sorry. I might have added a bag of salt by accident. The rest of the judges grimaced after they each had a bite. I feel sorry for them. Failure is but the seasoning for success. I'm looking forward to next time. Do your best. Saying that, the principal devoured the rest of the oversalted curry in one go. Truly a man amongst men. Rena was down and out. Her offensive capabilities were something else, but she was defeated due to her weak defense. Well then, please savor our curry next. I see that Furude-san's group put a lot of effort into their curry. Let's see here. It's simple, but very nicely done. There was also the incident with Rena's salted curry right before this, so the judge's assessment was extraordinarily high. Maybe not just extraordinarily, but perhaps today's forerunner? The judges began a heated debate. One of those judges let out a sigh as he removed a chunk of carrot with a spoon. Yeah, this curry really isn't half bad. But I don't like carrots, you see. Personally, I think that carrots are a staple of curry. But I guess to each their own. However, seeing that, Rika-chan read the nameplate on the chest of his coveralls and began to speak. That's no good, Kyoji. You have to eat your carrots. What is she saying all of a sudden? Everybody turned to Rika-chan with a stunned look. But what Rika-chan just did was super effective. The carrot-hating judge began stuffing his face with curry while tears streamed down his face. Kyoji, there's seconds if you want them. So, Mommy. While crying like that, he continued to shovel curry into his mouth. That's right. Rika-chan's curry was by no means simple. No, that curry had the taste of a mother's cooking. With the carrot-hating judge out of the picture, Rika-chan's assessment was unanimous. Nobody can stand up to Rika's curry. Satoko let off a shrill laugh as she declared victory. But at that moment... Don't be fooled, my esteemed judges. Don't be deceived into thinking that this meager slop is a taste only a mother can provide. What you people actually wanted to eat was this kind of curry, wasn't it? Oh! All of a sudden, in all its perfect glory, Mion's curry. Not only the judges, but the teacher, the underclassmen, and of course myself, could only gasp in admiration. Hamburg steak with a demi-glace sauce and a fresh salad. It's a set. It wouldn't be stretching it to say that this was a full-course meal. It's perfect. Perfectly made. Amazing! Amazing! Mi-chan, you're amazing! Mi-chan, you're amazing! They say that a lot in Japan. Satoko was also shocked. Even Rika-chan couldn't hide her surprise. It seems the victor was decided without even needing a taste. Of course, the hamburger was hand-kneaded. The salad also had a home-style dressing, but of professional quality. And the curry, not even a micron of grit. This is sublime! Truly a taste to savor, Sonozaki-san. This curry is no doubt a living testimony to 6,000 years of Indian knowledge and beautiful harmony with Japanese cuisine. I'm elated. This deserves full marks. I'm giving it 100 points. You're welcome. I'm just trying to set an example as class representative. Mion bowed politely, and then winked at us with a smirk on her face. I admit defeat. There's no way this is happening. I'm certain I sabotaged that pot of rice. That's right. Satoko dumped salt into Mion's rice cooker, which should have ruined it. At that moment it hit me. I spun backwards towards my own canister. That's why. At some point, my cooking canister had been opened, its contents completely emptied. Damn you, Mion! You used my rice! That's no fair! Hand over your half of the curry! Mion clucked her tongue and waved her finger at me as a smirk washed over her face. Whoa there, Kei-chan. You're not taking this seriously enough. You gave up at the last moment. I didn't. That's the difference between us, most definitely. Kei-chan's an idiot. As soon as you give up, it's all over. I couldn't even properly voice my shame. Mi-chan, I feel sorry for Keiichi-kun. Just give him a little, at least a little. It's fine, it's fine. This is a lesson. Kei-chan just learned that you shouldn't give up on the contest until it's all over. Right? It loathes me to say it, but Mion is right. To give up so quickly on the match was my own folly. For Mion to have brought that to my attention, I should actually be thankful to her. Well then, did that mean even in this situation I shouldn't give up? My curry was overturned while it was still in the pot. I don't even have any rice left. How in the blazes am I not supposed to lose hope in this situation? My bar-san. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun suddenly appeared. Damn it! Even though my prodigies had tried so hard, I wasn't able to meet their expectations. It was an accident. There was nothing you could do. That ain't no accident. Both of them were dejected. I couldn't accept defeat so easily. I was their senior. What would I be if I didn't pick up the broken pieces of the dream I had shown them? I just learned it from Mion just now, didn't I? Don't throw away the contest. Not until the last moment. Think, Keiji Maibara. Think! Not about how to make more curry, but how to win the match. I had an idea. I didn't think it could turn the tables, but it was better than nothing. Tomita-kun, come and wash your hands. Help me out. Okamura, there's something I want you to find. Okay, gotcha. Both of them dispersed after receiving these instructions. Oh? How is Kei-chan going to flounder about at the end? Why don't you show me? Nobody likes a stubborn fool, you know? Shut up! Just sit there and watch the last card I have to play. First off, Mion, I'll be taking some of your rice. I won't let you say no. I don't really care. It's salty after all. It's okay if Rena helps too, right? Keiichi-kun is in trouble right now. Hearing you say that is very reassuring. Well then, Rena, go make some tea. Oh, he doesn't trust me. Of course the fuck not. Next, Satoko. Also Rika-chan. I challenge you to a side bet. Oh, what did you say? I'll listen to your request. This is my duty to my two prodigies who shed blood, sweat, and tears for my sake. Satoko, Rika-chan, if I receive a perfect score, I'll be taking your curry. Nothing for you to eat. You need to know when to stop joking around. I'll be giving a big no to that. No, that's alright, Satoko. Take him up on it. Firmly patting Satoko's head, Mion said those words with all the gravitas of a club president. You handicapped him this much, didn't you? There's no way he can make up for that. So meet him head on. No matter how hard he struggles, he's not gonna make a comeback, right? That may be true, but I don't mind. Keiichi, go for it. Yay! Alright, so we laid the groundwork for something. The judges, seemingly growing tired of sampling the various curries, were debating each entry. From what little I overheard, it seemed that Mion's impending victory was not in question. By the way, what happened to my Barakun's curry? I still haven't tried it yet. Yeah, the pot with my curry in it fell over. Is that so? That's a real shame. I may have lost my curry, but that doesn't mean I've lost this contest. I'll have everybody singing my praises. My combative posturing had drawn the attention of all the judges. First of all, just be quiet and eat these, please. I'll listen to your complaints after that. This is my cooking! My Barakun, that's... Onigiri, huh? The judges smiled wryly at the simple fare that was quite in contrast to the preceding bravado. Rena poured tea into the cups she had brought over from the break room. He's making a mockery of this. There, look. There's not even any filling. It's nothing more than salted onigiri. This isn't even worthy of being called a contest anymore. It's true, the amount of salt might be a little much, but... Rena's expression told me that she thought this was a great idea, but it might still not be enough to win the match. Maibara-san, is this really enough to make a comeback? Gentlemen, you did well. It's alright. Just watch. The judges were chewing with a mouthful and sipping at the tea. Nobody was singing praises or awestruck. They were just quietly chowing down. It seems that Kei-chan has learned how to use some rather underhanded tricks. This might be difficult. Yeah, that's right. Rena understands that now too. But what do you mean? Why is everybody just quietly eating that much? You see, Setoko-chan? That's because the judges are actually tired of eating curry. Because they were judges, they had to sample each and every offering. And because they were from small children, because they were made to show their appreciation, they couldn't eat just a little bit of each. Sometimes, a man values the amount more than the taste. At those times, rather than rich, mind-blowing flavor, they crave simplicity. They couldn't say it out loud, but this was the tastiest thing they'd had today. I confirmed that by looking at their eyes as the judges smiled wryly. I'll praise your efforts, but today's contest was about curry. I'm not sure we can give a score to this. The teacher and the principal had folded their arms while they pondered the situation. My underlings, seeing that, saw the glimmer of hope fade away and grew dejected. Was this little surprise just not enough? Don't give up, Kei-chan. Mion whispered quietly. That's right. If I didn't push here. No. I'll have you give it a score. If you think that curry and onigiri are really that different, you're sorely mistaken. My Barakun, what are you saying? How are they the same? The principal stopped the teacher. It looked like he was giving me one final chance. The judges, having eaten their fill, quietly waited for my statement. In its homeland of India, curry is usually eaten with a type of bread called naan, isn't it? Therefore, you could say that this cuisine, we call curry rice, is something that we have adopted and modified. Just as the teacher said at the beginning, it's a fusion of Indian and Japanese cuisine. I know what you're trying to say, Maibara-kun, but what does that have to do with onigiri? It's actually very simple. Both curry and onigiri are things made to let you enjoy eating rice. Rice was introduced to Japan from ancient China. Our agricultural forebears watered the fields, fighting the elements, disease, and pests to grow and raise our rice-centric culture. Yes, the Japanese people have formulated a plethora of dishes, but those are nothing more than attempts to find ways to enjoy eating rice. In other words, curry and onigiri are both the results of rice culture. It was scattered at first, but slowly grew into a steady roar. It was a thunderous applause that praised me. Enough with the nonsense already. I won't accept this. The teachers are only judging curry, you know. This is out of the question. It's obviously deserves 0 points. Miss Keiichi-kun did his best. Could you please acknowledge that? Today's class is supposed to be about curry. What should we do? Mayon, stifling her laughter, stepped forward. There's a story about how when a famous chef from France came to Japan, the people from the hotel he was staying at had a whole bunch of ingredients imported from France. But the chef didn't even give them a second glance. I wonder why that was. They were ingredients from his homeland. The chef went to the local fish market and made a dish from fresh fish caught in Japan. The culture of food isn't bound by predetermined rules. It's culture. If you come to Japan, you meld with Japanese culture and make something new. Don't meld American culture with food. It ends in grease. That's how curry and onigiri are the same. Man, she was providing fire support. I had to be grateful. The judges were somehow moved by this complicated yet baseless trivia. Baseless. A stern look washed over the teacher's face as she refolded her arms. Maebara-kun, your pot of curry was flipped over, wasn't it? Even though I said at the beginning to be careful. I'm sorry. But, as Maebara and Sonozaki-san said, there are no boundaries in cuisine. If it's something that can amaze people, then it's not something that should be discriminated against just because of the form. Then... For spilling your pot, minus 20 points. But just for today, for not giving up and doing your best, plus 20 points. I'll give you 100 points. My person! We did it! My underclassmen leapt at me. A perfect score. We did it. We did it. The curry was split and our rice was taken. But we made a comeback. In the end, Rika-chan's curry also received full marks, so everybody but Rena had a perfect score. Since this contest was outside the scope of regular club activities, there wasn't any particular penalty game. Rena breathed a sigh of relief. Woo! Always bet on the underdog, man. Now then, as promised, Satoko, Rika-chan, I'll be taking your curry. But that means we won't have any lunch. Sadoko stomped angrily at the ground in frustration, but the price of defeat was absolute. Is what I want to say, but I'll show you some mercy. You can eat half. Thank you, Keiichi. My two prodigies peered over from the sidelines, tears of joy streaming from their faces. We exchanged glances that would only be understood amongst men. We did it, Maebara-san. Ah, this is all thanks to you. We flashed each other a thumbs up. Now, I just have to give these to my pupils. I've gotten pretty hungry myself. I guess I'll have one of my onigiri. Huh? There was no trace of my onigiri. The ones I had set aside for myself included. As I peered around, searching for them, the principal clapped a hand on my shoulder. Then I was listening to that speech you gave. The rice I was chewing grew even more delicious. Could it be that you also ate my share? The principal simply laughed without answering. Seriously? My eyes half burning with tears and my stomach rumbling. I was called over by the teacher. Maebara-kun, because of the circumstances, I had to give you a perfect score. But you understand, right? Huh? Understand what? There was an odd glint in the teacher's eyes. If I had to describe it, It was curry-colored, like a pot of stewing curry. Her eyes rolled around in a spiral. A chill washed over me. The teacher clutched me by the shoulders and drew me in closer until our noses were almost touching. Curry is the world's most respected and sacred of dishes. I will absolutely not allow it to be put in the same category as onigiri. You hear me? Curry was created in ancient India, one of the 4 great river valley civilizations, and was raved about during the reign of King Watanagashi-hen, and captivated for the birth of the Suki at the International Food Exposition in 30. Totally, even the Eiffel Tower was pickled in simmering curry, whether you were asleep or awake. Curry. Hey, Keiichi-san, what are you stumbling around for? Cleaning up is a part of cooking too. Keiichi-kun, your eyes are all curried. Why is that? Why? Curry. Yikes. She got him, huh? It's okay. He'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Probably. It wasn't that long before hunger brought me back to my senses. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Inamizawa. And again, I must repeat, what the hell kind of place is this? Curry monster of a teacher, huh? Scary. Potentially a bit scarier than Tiger. In the end, all the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. A feeling other than drowsiness made me space out. Are you alright, Keiichi-kun? That's why I said you shouldn't eat Rena's curry. As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure rise just by looking at it. Good night. Alright, see you later. Thanks for sticking around for a bit anyway. You've got to witness the curry event. I have no words to describe it. It was something else. But at least we won, right? Right? With the help of our friends. Just by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I could only regret it. The hunger. The stomach ache. Ooh, curry! I'm not sure if I've ever had, like... folks make stir fry. Is that a type of curry? I'm gonna have to look that up now. What specifically is curry? I've always thought of it as something else. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do some research now. Well. You did a good job making it through. Your absolutely hopeless situation, that is. Kei-chan, you're pretty strong when you're cornered, eh? No. I don't need any compliments right now. I need food. There's something for you to eat at home, right? I don't keep snacks lying around at home. And I'm out of cup noodles right now. Like a stew. Yeah, I've only ever seen, like, pictures of curry. And, like, anime bits of it, but, yeah. Since you're enduring that hunger so much right now, I'm sure tonight's dinner will be really tasty. I had absolutely no intention of laughing along. So, not stir fry. Yeah, alright. Yeah, it's something different. But yeah, that's why I had to write down. I'm gonna research it next time. I gotta see specifically what it is. Oh, then I'll take my leave. I have my part-time job again today. Yeah, it's really rough when you're not used to work. Ah, that job at the Angel Mort family restaurant, huh? That uniform was something stimulating. Being a waitress really is hard work. Alright, good night. I'm gonna amass like a recipe book. Eventually. Start working up my skills of cooking. Curry is probably a good place to start with it, among some other stuff. Anyway, yes, good night. Have a good one. Don't let me keep you up. Being a waitress really is hard work. Huh? Mi-chan is working as a waitress? Really? Really? What kind of place is it? Oh. Right, I'm working at that toy store from the other day. Shion is the waitress. Ah, my bad. I completely forgot that was how it ended up being. I'm sorry. You guys look so similar, I mixed you up. Keiichi-kun, is Shion? Rena asked the obvious question. Mion's younger twin sister. She's got a different personality, but she's a dead ringer for Mion. That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality. I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl. Keiichi-chan! Rena interjected as her eyes started back and forth from our exchange. Hmm? Is that true? Rena's never met her. Mi-chan, did you ever tell me you had a younger sister? Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out here. I could only have her end the charade. Yeah. I still haven't introduced her to you, Rena. My younger sister's name is Shion. I don't know. I didn't ask. I never met her when I went to Mi-chan's house. Yeah, bad. You know, I'm the only one that lives with Granny. And Shion lives in the family home in Okinomiya. We're not that close, so yeah, she doesn't come here too often. Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was usually sharp when it came to these kinds of things. Well, it's not a lie. Please believe me. As she said, yeah, I believe you. A smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face. Rena wants to meet her. I'll go and see her sometime. What store is she working at? What store? That is... she's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues. Sorry, I have to get to work. Later. Rena, Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency escape. Mi-chan was kinda cute. I wonder why. Rena giggled in amusement. I wonder when dinner is. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? I'll push you. I sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest. Come on in. It's open. I directed my listless voice at the door. Good afternoon, huh? Kei-chan, what are you doing? It seemed my guest was Mion, or rather, Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway. Is that Shion? Wait. I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here. Yeah. I heard from my sister. Because of club activities today, we weren't able to eat lunch, right? Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. Satoko spilled my pot and you stole my rice. But I'm Shion. She grew red and began to mope. That's right. She was the younger twin right now. Can't you just unabashedly just like, oh yeah, just come on in. There's no reason for you to logistically be here. Logic, go away. Step out of the way. Just, yeah, her imaginary twin sister being here is completely normal. Just absolutely completely normal. Sorry. What's up? Did you bring something for me to eat? Oh my. It's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head. But here. With a disappointed smile, Shion held out the small bento box she had hidden behind her back. Huh? You really brought something to eat? Oh, thanks. There's still some of the ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you? Not even a bit. Why would she have meat? I'm really happy. Can I really eat this? Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some of the leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right? Jeez. I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments. I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks from the bottom of my heart. It's not something to be so thankful about that your nose has to run. Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily. There's not much, but do you want to come in? I can probably make some tea or something. Sorry. Maybe some other time. I'm on my way to work. When aren't you? Oh, that's right. She did say that before. Just rinse the box out with water and give it back to my sister tomorrow, please. Of course. It would only be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious. Well then, I'll take my leave. One last thing. Shion grew red as she looked down once more. During that contest with the curry, my sister took your rice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean. Aye. It's not like I mind that much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities, after all. Yeah. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all the thrills and entertainment. Could you tell that to Mion for me? Yes. I think my sister will be very happy to hear that. Well then, I have to go. Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch. I'm happy, but is this really okay? I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle being mixed inside. But really, I don't think she'd go so far as putting a needle in there. I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite, and another. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right. That was Shion, not Mion, so there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry. Shion. No, Mion. When she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me. It was delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. And with that, we'll call it a day. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Hinamizawa. Boy. All sorts of weirdness in this place. And if Verna hasn't seen Shion since she got here, which was about a year ago, and she just all of a sudden, completely out of the blue, randomly shows up at my house after a curry incident and knows all about it, that's a significant flag saying it ain't real. Must make curry now, Corey. Club activity free. Alright. Alright, so yeah, it's I'll look into it. I'll start finding recipes. Maybe I'll pick up some stuff tonight and see what I can do. But yeah, I'll work at making a curry. It'll be what it is when I get around to it, as well as painting and shit, and setting up the Beatrice dress thing. Not on my plate today. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a good one. And don't trust your friends to not ruin your cooking. That's a really stupid thing to do. Take care.